What's up guys? In today's video I'm going to be showing you the top 5 supporting mods to make unlimited power. If you want a high horsepower car, you're going to want to be reliable too with it. Some people might say otherwise, they might just send it, but I'm going to show you guys the mods that'll keep everything reliable and safe as possible when you're going big power. So pretty much this video is for anyone who wants to go turbo, supercharged, nitrous, any kind of power adder like that. It'll also apply to a lot of NA builds too, because it'll really help out. Just in general, they're all good mods to have. I have most of them on my car, not quite all of them. But anyways, let's get right into it. Let's start off with number 1. Starting off with number 1, it's gonna be a 3-inch exhaust or any kind of bigger aftermarket exhaust. I have the K-Tune 3-inch exhaust right now. If you're supercharged or NA, you're definitely going to want a header too. I just put on the PLM header, which definitely freed up a lot of power that the stock header kept holding up. If you're pushing a lot of air in through the front of the engine, you're definitely going to need to push it out the back even easier. So pretty much, I wouldn't say the bigger the better. 3 inch is usually the sweet spot for most cars. So just start with a 3-inch exhaust, and that's going to be good for turbo, NA, whatever. Some cars with smaller engines might not need a 3-inch, but I got a K series here, so it needs the 3 inches to breathe, and the header really helps out a lot too. Number 2 on the list is going to be upgraded transmission parts, primarily the clutch. If it's a manual transmission, you got to get at least a 6-puck clutch, if not a twin disc. A 6-puck will hold up to a certain amount of power, but twin disc is going to be the best if you're pushing really high numbers, if you got a huge turbo or anything like that. I have the Action Clutch Stage 3 there. I also upgraded the slave cylinder and the master too. It's always good to do that when you upgrade the clutch, just because a lot of the times the stock slave and master can't hold up. If you got an automatic transmission, I don't really know what you can upgrade, to be honest. I don't really know too much about automatics, but a lot of them can hold a decent amount of power stock. So definitely go bigger than you need on the clutch. And then any other transmission parts you guys can upgrade, definitely recommend that too. Number 3 on the list is gonna be the fuel system. So you're definitely gonna wanna upgrade the injectors. I have RDX 410 cc's. They're not really big enough to go much past about, I don't know, 300, 350 on a wet shot or something like that. But if I go turbo, I already gotta upgrade the injectors again. Don't make the same mistake I did. Go bigger than you need on the injectors, go big or go home. Same goes for the fuel pump. I have the stock fuel pump right now, so I definitely have to upgrade that before I go nitrous, which I will be doing probably within the next year or so. On these cars, I'll probably recommend a 320 or something like that. That's gonna be enough to take boost if you want. It'll definitely be enough for nitrous, so get a bigger pump than you need. You don't wanna run out of duty cycle or anything like that, because then you hit fuel cut, hit boost cut, and then you run into some issues. So for instance, if you're trying to push like 500 horsepower on this specific setup, I would definitely recommend at least 1200s. Or you can go all the way to 2000 if you want to go overkill, but overkill is not going to hurt as far as injectors go. It might be a little harder to tune, but we'll leave that up to the tuner. The 4th thing you're definitely going to need if you're pushing a lot of power is some good tires. This is an example of a tire you should not have. See how it has all this weather treading here and everything? Well, limiter banging from the Honda. Anyways, definitely gonna want tires that have less than a 200 tread wear. These are all season performance tires or whatever. These are like 400 tread wear. What tread wear is the ability of the tire to last over time. So if you have a tire with a really low tread wear, something like 200 or 100, it's gonna be a lot softer and a lot stickier. So it's gonna give you better grip, but it's also gonna wear out fast. I would definitely recommend, if you're pushing any kind of upgraded power, get at least 200 or below. I know, for instance, the Federal 595 RSRRs are pretty close to 200. Toyo R888Rs are 100. And then you can go with a slick or a radial if you want something like that. That'll definitely get you some more grip that you're gonna need, especially if you're going to the drag strip. These tires are not gonna do it. I just put these on because I plan on putting a lot of miles on the car without doing a bunch of track days. All right, guys, the last thing you're gonna need, number 5, is gonna be a good cooling system. So when I say cooling system, I don't necessarily mean everything related to coolant really, but you want to keep your intake air temps as low as possible. On turbo cars, you're gonna wanna get a nice fat intercooler. That way it can push a lot of air through it, and it can also cool all of it down. That way you don't heat soak. You wanna keep that heat soak down as little as possible, because as soon as the car gets heat soaked and it starts retarding timing and everything, it's not gonna turn out good. You're gonna end up with a slower car. So that giant turbo that you just put on isn't gonna make a lot of power just because everything's getting hot. Cold air is more dense, so it's gonna be able to make a bigger combustion. For instance, this is an intake you do not wanna have. This is a hot air intake. The header's right back there, so it's not getting any cold air being right there. But when I go to the track, I do have a custom velocity stack that I make that comes around through the headlight here, gets the coldest air possible. Intake air temps are usually about 2 or 3 degrees hotter than it is outside, so it's going to allow you to pull the most aggressive timing and fuel maps for everything. I do custom make them, by the way, so if you want me to make you a velocity stack, just DM me on Instagram. I got all the parts and everything that I can order. We can make it happen. I know how to make them perfectly for the FG2 and FA5. Really low prices. It's going to be cheaper than any aftermarket intake on the market, other than some eBay ones kind of like this. Still, it's going to be the same price as this eBay hot air, but it's also going to be a cold air through here. We can do a 6-inch velocity stack. I'm going to do a 10-inch velocity stack, which is going to look pretty hilarious on the front of the car. But just as an attempt to take in as much air as possible, I'm going to try it out just to see how it works. But that concludes our top 5 list from today. If there's anything you guys disagree with, drop it down in the comments. Let me know. I try and respond to every comment. If there's anything else you guys want to add, some suggestions just to help everyone out, you can do that too. I personally think these are the top 5 best supporting mods for unlimited power. There's obviously going to be other things you can do as well. So like I said, drop them in the comments, let me know. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up too, it really helps out. Also subscribe if you haven't already. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great one, and I hope this helped you out.